Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amity Gilmour and this is my life. If you're new here, I post weekly content on the subjects of lifestyle, productivity, gastroparesis awareness, and some faith devotionals. So if any of those topics interest you, then be sure to click that subscribe button and also make sure you give a big thumbs up because it really does help my channel out. But without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Alright everyone, so I'm super keen to show you these 14 life-changing habits that you can easily implement into your life today. Habits are actions that, when made continually, become a lifestyle. However, that does mean that once you start committing to these habits, it will take a while for it to set into a lifestyle because habits take time of repeat and error, repeat, a bit of error and repeat in order for you to get to that point where it's no longer something that you have to think about, it's just something that happens. So without further ado, let's kick off with habit number 1. Waking up early. So I know a lot of you are probably thinking, but I hate waking up early, there's no way I could become a morning person. Trust me, I've heard so many stories of people who say they were once not early people at all, they were more night owls and they changed their habits around and now they're early birds and can't even imagine the fact that they couldn't imagine the fact that when they were night owls that there was a chance they could be early birds. If you get what I mean. That was a bit of a mouthful. Waking up earlier is something that's healthy because a lot of people find that they are most productive in the morning. It also helps with motivation. Trust me, it does. Now, what an early morning is to you is very subjective. It depends also on whether you're doing shift work or not. For some people who are nurses or who do shift work, this just isn't possible, and I understand that because life happens. But this is a habit that you can change without it interfering with work, without interfering with some other important case, then this is something you really should implement. This one is so simple and it's just make your bed first thing in the morning. When I wake up in the morning, usually I stay in bed only a little bit just to read my Bible, write in my journal and read my devotional book, and then as soon as that's done, I get straight out of my bed most days. Sometimes I don't because, you know, we're human and we don't always do the things we want to do. I get out of bed and before I turn and get my phone or turn and go have some breakfast, I will make my bed and I'll make it nice for the day. I find that that helps me to be very task-minded for the rest of the day. Habit number 3. Now this one is very important and it's drink lots of water. And there is a very simple and effective hack that you can use to ensure that you drink more water, and that's have a glass every hour. I will actually let you guys know that due to a condition that I have, which if you're new to the channel, I have a condition called gastroparesis, it is harder for me to consume water and to consume food. And I know that sounds crazy. I'm not going to explain it, but I did make a video on it. You can check it out here. So I do know that in all these habits, there are certain factors that people have that can cause it to be a bit of a difficult task for them. All I just want to say is I'm with you guys. Like, if you struggle to drink water because of a condition, if you struggle to wake up in the morning because of a condition or because work, I understand. Don't beat yourself around the bush about it. Healthy habit number 4, and that is to eat fresh. Again, I will say some people have conditions where they have to eat in a certain way and they can't eat in ways that people tell them they should eat unless it's a dietitian or a doctor. But if you are in a boat where you are free to eat whatever you choose, or you may have some restrictions but they're not like massive restrictions on what you can eat, then I would highly suggest eating fresh. This means when going shopping at the supermarket, picking food from the fresh food aisle rather than in the aisle where it's all boxed and it's been stored and made in a factory. Food these days is so processed and it's not good for our immune system, it's not good for our bodies, so it's really good whenever we can to eat fresh. My 5th healthy habit is spend in cash. Now, I struggle with this one and I'm starting to get back on track with it, but this is A technique I used when I first moved out of home, and it worked really well, ensuring that I didn't spend too much. I do a system, wait, I'll show you. So my system is when I get paid, I'll take a certain amount of $5 notes out. Keep in mind, this really does depend on your income and how you're making. If you're making more, you could make it $10 notes or even $20 notes. But for me, I at the moment make very low income. I take out however notes for the week. So I take out 7 $5 notes. Sometimes I didn't actually have that amount to take out because I wanted to put it into my savings accounts first. By the way, do everything like that first. Pay your musts first, your rent, your car bills, your other bills, all of that, and then put them into your savings account. And then what you have left, take out from there your notes. What I'll do is I'll take out 7 $5 notes. If, however, I didn't make enough that week, then I will take less than that out and I'll skip a couple of days in the week. And what I will do is I'll grab a $5 note and pop only one $5 note in my wallet to bring with me. I do have my card on me for emergencies, but in terms of things that I want, like food or maybe a piece of clothing, I get $5 a day. But here's the trick: if I don't spend that $5 that day, then it stays in my wallet the next day and I get an extra $5 for that day, and that's $10 for the next day. Spending in cash is really helpful because it helps you to be more mindful of how much you're actually spending, because it's in the physical. You can actually see it. And I find that that helps me spend less because I see it and I'm like, I don't want to get rid of all my precious notes so fast on things I don't necessarily need. Healthy habit number 6, and that is vitamin D. And as a lot of people know, where you get your vitamin D from, it's from the sun. Spend as much time as you can in a week out in the sun, because vitamin D really does do wonders. Make sure you're wearing sunscreen though, because, you know, that's kind of important. There are a lot of different things you can do while you're outside, and that's where I come into my 7th healthy habit, and that is to find outdoor hobbies. I at the moment have taken up gardening, so I am doing a lot of gardening. I'm planting some food. Some of that food I can eat, some of them I can't, unfortunately, but it's just so relaxing and I feel so happy. Another outdoor hobby you can do, which leads me to my 8th healthy habit, is to exercise. Now, you can exercise indoors, but you can also exercise outdoors. I know a lot of people like going to the gym and have gym memberships. I, however, have never had a gym membership, never been to the gym, because I don't really see the point in going inside somewhere and paying to work out when there are so many resources in ways we can work out for free at home and around the area. There are CDs we can pick up and put on the TV and work out to. There are, if you have a bike, you can go for a bike ride. If you have a dog, you can walk the dog. If you want to walk without a dog, you can walk without a dog. I have a dog, so I try and walk my dog as much as I can as well. And then on top of that, there's all your sports you can do, your soccer, your tennis, your swimming, just whatever sport. They're things that can also help you get really fit, and it's really good to be fit because when you're out of shape, I don't like being out of shape. Healthy habit number 9 is having planned meal times, and this is important because when we are snacking all day long and don't actually have a proper planned out meal time, that becomes a problem. We can be eating too much or we can be eating too little without even knowing it. I have gastroparesis, like I said before, so I have to plan out my meals. I have little snacks throughout the day, not really meals, but that's more because of my condition. However, I actually do plan at what times I have those snacks. I will say I can't really keep to the schedule that much because of the nausea and everything, but like I said, life happens. Healthy habit number 10 is read more. Now, when I was younger, I didn't like reading. I literally would want to do anything else but reading. Now I'm older, I'm actually enjoying reading a lot. In the mornings, I'll read my Bible, so that's part of the reading I do. I also am reading at the moment this book by Francine Rivers. It's called the Mark of the Lion series. I really would 100% recommend it. It is so good. So if you've got a Christian bookstore nearby, I do recommend that book. It's really good. Healthy habit number 11, learn to cook. Now, learning to cook may seem like a really big task, but it doesn't have to be. There are so many apps and things online these days that have so many recipes that can be really easy 5-minute recipes that you can start out on that just help you get like the ring of things and how cooking works and what goes with what and what doesn't go with what. An app that I use is called Tasty, and you can literally look up any kind of recipe. The 12th healthy habit, and this applies if you are a Christian. I'm a Christian, I'm not shy about that, so that's just gonna put that out there. That healthy habit is pray more. I know that sounds really cliche, but just hear me out for a second. There is this movie I watched when I was 14 that really kind of grew my prayer life, like massive, really challenged it, and that movie is called War Room. If you haven't seen the movie, I highly suggest you see it. But this movie is about the battle of prayer and how we should be using our time to pray, and I found that so encouraging that when I was 15 I made the decision every night to go outside. And I know a lot of people will pray in their bedrooms, but I personally just like to go outside where no one else is and just look up at the stars and just pray out loud. And that's also why I like going outside, because people can't hear me then because our house isn't soundproof. And go outside and just open up everything we need to say and just talk to God like you're having a conversation with your best friend, because really he's the best friend. What that did for my Christian walk really just strengthened me so much, to the point that when I stopped doing it, I found that really had an impact in a bad way on my life, and I started getting more and more distracted with life and everything going on, that God was kind of in the back burner. That is something that I've committed to this year, is trying to spend that time with God again, because it's just so beneficial in so many ways. The 13th is screen time limitations. And I know that sounds really annoying, especially if you're a teenager who has probably experienced a lot of limitations from your parents and the rules and boundaries, but really screen time and screen limitation is really good for you. It's just so unhealthy what social media and screens can do to you when you use it wrongly. The limitations I have is I try to not hop on my phone first thing in the morning and only hop on at around about 9 o'clock in the morning. And on top of that, I try not to use my phone too much. I try and be there and present, and then I try and clock off from my screens around about 5 o'clock-ish, so my brain doesn't get too stimulated. That's something I aim for a lot. A lot of the time I don't succeed in that, unfortunately, but I'm trying really hard. Like I said, habits are only habits until they become a lifestyle. And for the 14th and last healthy habit is go to bed early. I know this can't be done for a lot of people. Some people have jobs that finish later in the night. Some people do night shifts. But if you're in a place where you can get to bed early, then I highly suggest you do that. Now, this doesn't mean you don't have a late night once every now and then, but try and get some early sleep whenever you've got nothing planned that night. Alright everyone, so I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. It's something that I've been really keen to do for a long time, because habits is something I've been working on for quite a while. Now, if you've watched all the way through to the end of the video, I'd like to introduce to you guys a habit checklist that I created that you can buy from my website. It's only 99 cents. And I'm super keen to see what you guys think about it. I will leave a link in the description below to where you can get that habit checklist. Let me know in the comments down below if there are any other habits that you have tried that have really helped in your life. But until next video, God bless. Love you. Bye.